Thank you very much. I view the testimony you have, while some of it is not new, it's worse than we've heard in the past, and to be very alarming. I suppose that if there were someone who shared the view that what we need to do is convince people their government can never serve them effectively and that we need to privatize Social Security, that the situation you've described would be a good way to build support for that point of view. I hope it is not the objective of any of those who have consistently under-resourced the response that we need to our citizens. Now, I come from the Lone Star State also, and maybe my situation is a little different than some of the other areas, but in the Lone Star capital, Austin, we have one of the, according to the data that we've seen, one of the most stressed offices and staffs in the entire country, among the top 10% of Social Security offices nationally in the center of the state of Texas. The concern that I have is obviously for those public servants that they're able to effectively do their job and don't end up in the situation that you described, Mr. Woolsey, for a colleague. But obviously our broader concern is how well are seniors and individuals with disabilities, how well are their needs being met? And we have data here that is not someone's opinion, but it reflects reality, that the odds are if you're an individual with disabilities or you're a senior calling to inquire about your benefits and the procedures that you should follow to sign up for Social Security at the appropriate time, the probability is you'll get a busy signal instead of a response from a public servant. And I am troubled, and there may be more than one of you want to respond on this, but I guess I'll address it to Mr. Skirvinski. I'll try again.
Skvirchinsky. W's like a V.
Yes, sir.
The CZ like a CH. Skvirchinsky.
The additional concern I have is if you manage to get through the maze and actually get a public servant there to answer your questions, and you're laboring under some misconception about what is in your best interest, about when to apply for what, is this what you've referred to as a gag order? That that the word is out there, at least informally, don't correct any misapprehension that the caller has. There's not time for that. Just accept whatever misinformation or misconception that person might have, and don't try to advise them of what reasonable alternatives that may be more in their interest are available so that they have a choice and can make an informed decision.
Well, most of the members of the public that our employees interview are not sophisticated regarding the intricacies of Social Security law, and they get a lot of their information from their family, friends, or coworkers, or their next-door neighbors. So they have, and situations that apply to their family, friends, coworkers, and next-door neighbors don't necessarily apply to them. What Social Security employees were trained to do for many years was when somebody filed for retirement, we would explain to them their options of when they could start their benefits and what would happen if they delayed their retirement until 65, and the amount of benefits that they would get if they started at various times before age 65. Oftentimes they have choices. And then we would explain to them how long they'd be ahead in total money received if they used early retirement as opposed to filing for full retirement at age 65. Now, the Commissioner, as of November of 2008, has prohibited us from engaging in that kind of advice and assistance to beneficiaries. We can only do that if they specifically ask a question saying, what if I file at this date, how much would my total benefits be and how long would I be ahead? And if we don't hear that question, the instructions that are given in training and to all the employees are that we are not supposed to give that information.
So if someone manages to get through the maze and actually reach you instead of a busy signal, and they're operating under a misconception, you're being told not to correct that misconception.
If they come in and say, for instance, I want to start my benefits when I'm 64, and they come in 3 months before they're 64 and they're not working, they could actually get their benefits right away. And for instance, in that example, the average benefit's about $1,000 a month. They would get $3,000 extra dollars, and it would take about 15 years for them to make that up by waiting until age 64, it would take them that till about 79 years old to make up that lost money. Now, that's what we say, what the employees say is like, give them the choice. Give them the information and let them make the choice.
Basically, somebody who's worked hard all their life for these benefits that they've earned may not get the benefits that they have earned because you're not able to fully advise them of that.